Hello, Starshine. This is Smadar from Song of Stones, and I'm here with some really large and very amazing crystals. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a crystal whisperer, and that means I talk to crystals and they talk to me. And these guys have been singing so powerfully to me of late. And I've been meaning to, come in and chat with you about them. And then at our live crystal Zoom last week, somebody asked about dragon crystals. Of course, because that's always the way, right? We're so connected, all of us. So I was inspired to share them with you this weekend. And if you haven't been to one of our crystal Zooms, you are invited to come. You're so welcome to join us for a very short but very deep connection with a crystal. And you could bring one with you, or I always bring one for us to share. And, we all tap into each other's energies as well, and the crystals that everybody brings. It's a beautiful circle, and people discover that they can get into really deep connection with their crystals in a very short time. It just really, with just a few minutes, you can find out so much about your crystal, and you can feel into their energetic gifts and their messages for you. So that's that. And I mentioned that because, like I said, somebody in our crystal meditation mentioned the dragon crystals, and these guys have been sitting here for about a week or so, waiting for the right moment to be shared with you. So just to give you some perspective, I left a pen on the table there so that you could see just how large, and I'll put my hand on here so you can see it's really, they are very large crystals, and powerful and heavy. And if you can't already feel the energy of the dragon, you will when you see them in person, and hopefully as I go in and describe them to you. So first of all, these crystals, they all have manifestation energy. And I believe they're all manifestors, whether or not you're able to see the inner crystals or not. I feel them there. They're singers. At least the last two are very clearly singers. And let's see if you can hear. So usually with singer crystals, you need to bump them together a little bit to get to hear their clinking sound. But that's not the only way you can hear a singing crystal. They have a sound when you stroke them. You can hear it more on this one, the bigger one. It's so clear, and I hope that you're hearing it. I'm going to be quiet for a minute. So that's just to give you an indication. I hope you could hear it. If you can't, you'll just have to trust me. Okay. And they all have glyphs on their faces. Let's see if I can close you can see. You get that sun, you could see the glyphs. Maybe a different face as well. There you go. And oh, you can see some manifestors in there. Some of them are, that one was on the surface, the other one underneath is inside. And that one's inside as well. These are, I can tell you, these crystals, what I'm hearing from them is that they were formed in the stars. And there was such an explosion of creation with these crystals that this is my sense, and this is what I see when I look at them. Because you can see so many crystals, and you can see the creation fog, the mist of creation. That kind of, if you look at eggs, raw eggs, you can see sometimes this whitish kind of mistiness almost. And that's what I'm seeing in these. These are crystals for creation. Definitely crystals for creation. Of creation for creation. And the dragon energy is visceral. And I hope that being in their presence, you can feel that. Now let me just take you through each one as best I can. This one has a really interesting quality. There's an inner fracture, and what it's created is this really interesting pocket. It's a diamond-shaped pocket on the inside. Very powerful, very special. And if I haven't mentioned this, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, is that they are star child crystals. And what I mean by star child crystals, this is what I call, or this is what the crystals have revealed to me, to call them the ones that are self-healed, the ones that have gone through some sort of fracture or break or something that has caused an injury. They're known as self-healed crystals, and I don't have a problem with that, with calling them that. I love the self-healers, but they've just revealed another name for them to me, and that's star child crystals. And if you go onto the website, there's a whole song and description of the star child crystals and how they came to call themselves that. So lightning, okay? These guys are all lightning crystals. It's very clear. You can see where they've been struck. And they've beautifully, lightning struck crystals are incredibly adept at self-healing. You can see some places where the lightning is struck, and then they've healed beautifully. they have these very distinct patterns when they are hit by lightning. These are really amazing crystals. And this one has a fairy, a black fairy. And a red arrow crystal. These are dolphin crystals. That one's on the inside. That one's really right underneath the surface. It looks like it's above the surface, but it's not. And this one is, the red one is above the surface. Yeah, it really, I mean, it feels so embedded. It's very hard to tell if it's fully below the surface, because it's right at the surface and it's so large. There's the black fairy. And beautiful babies. Inner child crystals. This one is an inner child crystal, and the inner child crystals are when the crystal is part way in, part way out. And there's a lot of them in these crystals. There's a lot of inner child crystals. Let me see. Those two for sure have them. And rainbows. These guys are full of rainbows. And that also happens when a crystal has been broken in some way and rehealed. Especially inner cracks. You may or may not be able to see the rainbows, but they are there. And the inner clouds I was telling you about. This one sings of inner dreams with its beautiful inner clouds. Yeah. And let me see, and I showed you the singers. And this one has inner scorch marks. You can see that there. Very much dragon energy, breathing fire, inner scorch marks. I love that smoke is such a powerful medicine. And especially for me personally, smoke is a very, very powerful personal medicine for me. So this crystal has got that going. And keys, lots of keys. And if you don't know, these feel different than typical keys. They almost feel like they've been machined. It almost feels like there was a man-made tool that made that mark. And I don't know that that's true. I feel like it's natural, but it just has that look that. And so I was saying that before that distracted me. Keys are where a crystal was once there and separated. Sometimes you're lucky enough to be witness to that. I've had that happen several times where a crystal just separates in my hand. And not because it was dropped or broken, it just was time for it to release. And it does. And when that happens, that is beautiful. It's beautiful to witness if you cannot go into self-blame that you've broken this crystal because it's not the case. But it's beautiful to witness, and it's also very powerful medicine, because we often see the key crystals, but having that, the crystal that came apart from the one that now has the key is incredible magic. Okay, let me just see if there's anything else I need to tell you about these crystals. I think I've told you about everything that I've written down. I made notes for these because there's so much, and I don't think I told you everything, but there's just so much. And I'm looking at that. Looks like a T that is standing out to me. I think those are two crystals that have made a cross. And you know, the more that you sit with them, the more that will be revealed. You know, more will come to light. You'll notice more. And each time you'll see something different. That happens to me often with the crystals. I see something different each time. So there you have it. These are the dragon crystals. And I'm grateful to the very special person who asked me the question about the dragon crystals, because it's just so beautiful when we are witness to our interconnectedness. You know, these dragon crystals were here, and she asked about them at the time when they were singing. So I don't think that's a coincidence, and I don't believe in coincidences. And I just feel like that's the universe showing us its magic and our interconnectedness. So enjoy the energy of these beautiful ones. And if you are feeling called to any of these gorgeous beings, be in touch. I will offer them first to my community through our Sunday Sparkle newsletter, and that's going out today. If you would like to sign up to be part of the community, you're welcome to do so. The link will be here with the video in the description. And there's links to sign up on Facebook, on Instagram, on the website, of course, songofstones.com. And you'll find other wonderful things there too, links to songs and links to our light log posts, and there will be one on dragons. If you are a dragon person, you're going to want to check out the post, because it's full of information on dragon crystals, and there's a dragon message, a message from a dragon crystal. So there's going to be lots in that light log post. So that's it. I wanted to have a table where you weren't seeing wires and things like that. It just can't be helped because they're such big crystals. And, I have to zoom out quite far, and that means you get to see some of my mess. So, sharing everything. All right. So it was wonderful for me to share these crystals with you, and I hope you enjoyed them. And I hope you're feeling the power and magnificence and energy of these beautiful, beautiful beings. And check out our website for more on dragon crystals. There's lots and lots of different dragon crystals there. You'll find out more in our recent light log post or by just doing a search for dragon. And I wish you a very, very magical, mystical, powerful rest of your day whenever you happen to see this, or evening. Lots of love to you, my friends.